And here we are, folks. Look at this. I am with Linda Sabo, change worker and hypnotherapist. How you doing, Linda?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
We had to change things up and change our setting a bit because our Wi-Fi got a little wonky. So we're actually at our friend's studio called Streamography here in downtown Gloucester. And this is where I may end up doing shows with you, Linda, maybe Annette. We'll see how this plays out while my home studio is being built out. So they've been a huge help to us here. But what do you think?
Yeah, I love it. Are you kidding me? This
Yeah.
place is fabulous, fabulous.
We look
Yeah.
amazing.
We do.
Professional
We
lighting.
do. They took hours to get us together like this, but,
Yeah.
it was worth it. Yeah.
Well, so I'm glad you're here because what we started to talk about was
Yeah.
you have this amazing concept for a venture planning starting in January.
Yes.
So let's get into that.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it the other night, but what was it, 4 times in and out with the crazy internet?
Yeah.
I was getting a little zingy there. So what I'm creating is a workshop, an online workshop. And it's going to be a retreat workshop. And I'm calling it The Presence of Mind. And it's going to be basically a emotional reset, I'm calling it. Because I just mentioned to Corey, I mean, don't you have that tyranny of your mind? You know, when your emotions have gone haywire and you have a challenge? Or just you want to do something and your brain, it's just, you want to go this way, your brain's going that way. I mean, to me, I call it an emotional tyranny. And you can do something about that. You can have some influence over that. And so that's what this workshop is going to be about. It's going to be a little R&R for thinkers and overthinkers.
And we know we have a room full of thinkers and overthinkers.
Oh, I mean, it pretty
in our
much
chat.
includes everybody. I'm
Yeah.
definitely an overthinker. I've been accused of being a thinker and an overthinker. So this is where I'm going with this. I mean, because does the world need another interesting workshop?
Maybe. It depends on how interesting this is.
I want it to be more than interesting. I don't even want you to take notes. I mean, I'll have some handouts for you, a few little things just to remember. But it's going to be an interactive workshop, okay? You can bring your issues, but we're going to go beyond the issues. I actually want to show you how that you can drive the car of your mind from the driver's seat, not from the passenger seat, which is what sometimes it feels like, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's just
Yeah.
it's about just controlled thinking, being more in charge of your thoughts, or what is this?
No, it's having influence over your actions and reactions. So you can never control your thoughts. You can't stop your thoughts. You notice those thoughts are just, they're 24/7. I mean, they're just a continual stream of thinking. And you notice they're always telling you about yourself, how you're doing, how you're not doing. Yeah, faster, not good enough. Continually, 24/7. You can notice that. That's what it's telling you about you. But you don't have to listen to those thoughts. I mean, I have lots of thoughts that, God, if I listened to those, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. But so what I show you is how to just not react to all of that thinking. Just to have clarity of mind and a peaceful heart when stuff happens.
Right.
And you're going to be able to be in the moment and make a clear decision about what you want to do about the situation. Not react to anxiety or sadness or depressed for days. And, you can't really function when you're in those states of mind. So what I show you is the nature of thinking, the nature of the illusionary part of the brain. The greatest illusionist in the world, I always say, is right here, the great illusionist. And what I'm going to do is pull back the curtain on the illusionist trick. And once you see it, then you can't be caught in it again. It's still like, I love going to magic shows. Do you?
I do have to go to them every now and then.
Oh.
Yeah, they're fun.
I love them.
Yeah.
Because I always get fooled. I can never figure out, how did he do that? I mean, I'm always amazed, and I love it. But if you had a chance to go backstage and they don't do this, but show you how the trick was done, you could never go to that magic show again, not knowing, you know how it's done. But you'd go. I know I'd go, because now I know the trick. I'm in on it. And I get to see how this master illusionists get to fool the audience. An elephant shows up, really? How could this possibly be?
Right.
And now you're in on it, and that's fun too. So you're going to be in on how your mind works. It's pretty amazing, actually.
So so it's essentially an online small group workshop, right?
Yep.
So what's the benefit of having whatever it is, 8, 10, 12 people in on doing this together?
I'm only going to take 10 people so that I can work with people individually and people can contribute and have enough time to talk and have questions and work out things. It's like it's going to be, that's why I say it's experiential. So we're going to be doing things like thought experiments. I'm going to tell you stories. We're going to work with metaphors. And somebody thought I said before experimental. It's not really experimental in the sense that I've done this stuff before. I mean, I have, I know what I want to put into it that I could get results from. So it's experiential. In other words, I could sit here and explain all this to you, how the mind works, and all that. But when you tell people things and you give them information consciously, they don't really always get it. First of all, they're hearing what they hear. This is huge. So that's the first thing I invite people to do, is to learn how to listen. Listen with nothing on your mind. Listening as if you're just listening to soft music. And that's when you're going to be able to see something new for yourself, have an insight. That's where change happens. It can happen intellectually too, but I don't even want you to think. I mean, it's almost like I want to say no thinking, because just listen and interact so that you can see something new, a different perspective, something you hadn't thought of before. And that's when real change happens.
Interesting. So the idea is to do the small group setting for a short series of workshops?
Yeah, it's going to be once a week, 2 hours, or however long it goes, for a month. For a month, that's it. Mm-hmm. And I think, so it's going to be an intensive kind of thing, but it's going to be fun. I mean, we're not going down the deep, dark pathways of your childhood. Those issues can be resolved, but we don't have to go into the details or do regressions in the traditional sense. That's what's so great about this. Because when you learn how the mind functions, okay, it's all about perception, because human beings perceive reality from the inside, not the outside. That's one of the things we'll be talking about. That just really changes the whole ball game. Huh. It really does. And there's been so many people out there have been doing so much amazing work with memory work, for example. Once you see how memory really works, they've really worked on this in the past, I'd say 20 years. You'll see that it's not what you thought it was. It's not carrying these burdens around with you in life, traumas and things that have happened to you. Once you discover how the mind does recreate a memory, actually recreates it in the moment now, okay? There's the huge distinctions in there that make a big difference. And then you feel, I've worked with a lot of people who had some traumatic things happen, and they can't believe how they just feel lighter. I mean, it's pretty much done, the reliving that trauma. That's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. So that's why I like the kind of work I do. I mean, I've gone beyond hypnosis, and I use these other modalities, the psychological illusion model that I've studied with Jorgen Rasmussen from Norway, to update the work that I do. And the updating part has really brought things into a new light, a new way of doing things.
I see. So now you're thinking about starting this in late January.
Yes, late January, the weekend of the 21st or the 22nd. I might even do it on a Sunday morning. As I talk to people who want to join, I'm getting sort of a consensus of, which day is better for them. Now, I think I'm going to actually end up running 2. Some people can only do it during the week. So I might have a nighttime one. I have a woman in Australia And I'm like, the time difference there is nutso. It's the next day. It's 16 hours. So
Right. Yeah, we have an international audience here.
I know.
So.
So I've got to work that out. So with the most people, that's where I'll set the time slot.
Yeah.
But you know, when we talk, and I'll find out where you're at. Most people that I've talked to are perfect candidates for this workshop. I mean, they're intelligent. They're capable. They've done all kinds of things.
Curious, thirst for knowledge.
Okay, curiosity is huge. Some people they've gotten so far, and then, you know, something, they just haven't quite solved something for themselves, a challenge, or they don't really know a direction that they want to go in.
Self-exploration.
Right. And so, you know, they're waiting to turn that corner.
Right.
You know, so you don't even have to know what it is you're looking for, because I usually do ask people what it is they want to get out of the workshop. And some of them don't know, and that's okay, because then that's what you can discover for yourself,
Let's see.
you know, doing this work. It's it's amazing stuff. I love it.
So, Linda, if people want to find you, learn more about this, sign up for the workshop, how can they go about doing that?
Just go onto my website, Brush with Life Hypnosis, and I have had some people tell me there's some old information on there, which I had totally forgot about. So I'm going to be upgrading my website next week. So if you see anything, any old pricing or any old information, I haven't put the new information on there yet. But you can just sign up and contact me on the website.
Cool.
Or my email is lindasabo345@gmail.com.
Right, and that's SZABO. So Linda, SZABO.
Yeah. So,
Well, and then also, like, we'll probably end up doing a show between now and when these workshops begin in
Yeah.
mid to late January. But just to give, you know, we didn't have a chance to really give the full-throated version of what this is all about. So it's very cool to have you stop in and do this for us. And then let's follow up shortly, right?
Okay, sounds great.
And we'll do one of our shows again and field questions from people. And then by then, the website will be refreshed and people will be able to sign up right there on the spot.
yes, sounds good.
There you go. Thanks, Linda.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.